Hi guys, this is Pam and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm reviewing a fragrance from the house of Mancera, and guys, I think that this perfume is just so lovely. There's just something about this that's just sweet. I think it's just a darling perfume. Having said that, I have the bottle here with me, and that perfume is Roses Vanille. Let me show you the bottle. It's a very nice, simplistic bottle with a good heft to it. Look how much I've used. It's got a screw cap. And I love the screw cap. I do like my caps on my bottles secure. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the notes. I have Fragrantica open here. Top notes are water notes and lemon. Middle notes are rose and sugar. Base notes are cedar, vanilla, sugar, and white musk. So this perfume is pretty much what the name is, Roses Vanille. So it's rosy, very rosy, and you get the vanilla fragrance, that vanillic profile. It's sweet and sugary, but not too sweet. So the way I can imagine this scent in terms of the roses. So first of all, it's not the type of rose that's very literal. I'm the type of person that the literal smell of roses in terms of perfume, not like when I'm actually smelling fresh roses right in front of me, which I love, but in terms of perfumery, in terms of if it's in a fragrance, having that literal smell of roses tend to put me off if it's, you know, a fragrance I'm going to be wearing. I do tend to lean towards roses perfumes that are more perfumey. I don't really know how to describe it, as long as it's not very literal. So with this perfume, I am drawn to it because it has that characteristic of being perfumey, you know. So the way I imagine this rose scent, if you think about like a jar of jam, whether it's you know, a grape jam or a orange jam, you know, when you open the jar of jam or like a marmalade, there's that liquid that settles on the top, and if you pour that out, that's how I imagine this type of rose. So imagine a jar of like a rose jam, and you open that jar of rose jam, and there's that liquid that settles on the top, and you pour it out, and whatever that smells like, that's how it is to me. It has that wateriness. It's thin yet sugary. It's kind of like a rose nectar, you know. So it's not like the literal rose petals. Let's say if you crush rose petals in your hands and you smell that, and it has that literal smell of roses. No, it doesn't have that. It's more of like if you extract the rose nectar out of the rose flower, that's what you get. So it's sugary, but not too syrupy. It's kind of like a watered down syrup, I guess, if you want to call it syrupy, but it's a watered down version. It's just so nice. And then you add the vanilla, which is, you know, not like to me, the star of the show is that rose and sugar and water, because it's like a thinned out sugar rose syrup, which is really nice, because if you make this extra heavy or extra dense, it's not too dense at all. I think it's just the perfect amount of the weight. It's not too light, it's not too heavy, because I think if you make this too heavy, then I feel like it might be a little too overpowering. But it's light enough for you to enjoy it for the entirety of time that you're wearing it, but at the same time it does have enough weight for it to last long, for you to enjoy it, for it to give that cozy, warm feeling. So I think also this perfume is a good perfume to wear in cooler weathers, like what I say, it is light in the sense of it's not gonna overpower you. It's not gonna overpower you. It's not too strong that it can give you a headache, although of course it depends on the person. It can still give you a headache if the perfume doesn't work on you, but it's weighty enough to wear in cooler weathers, which I think it will actually perform better if the weather is cool, let's say like on a springs, fall or winter. And I also have no doubt that this will work in the summer. I have not tried it in the summer heat, but I do believe, just basing on my observation, that this will work better or perform better in the cooler months, such as this month, January. I have been wearing this, and guys, each time I wear this, let's say 7 out of 10 times that I have worn this, I have gotten compliments. The compliments that I have gotten are more enthusiastic. They're like, oh my gosh, that smells so good. Oh, it smells so good. What are you wearing? It smells amazing. Oh, it smells fantastic. And I'm not lying to you guys, I've actually gotten this type of compliments. So if you're that type of person, you want to get compliments on your perfume, then there you have it. Roses Vanille. You'll get 7 out of 10 times, most likely you'll get complimented. Having said that, I think this perfume is really good. So I must say though that this perfume is pretty linear. It does develop it does develop a little bit in the dry down. Let's say about an hour after wearing it, it gets a little bit woodsy. So it gets a little sharper, because in the beginning, or almost the entirety of the perfume, within the entirety of that hour, it stays pretty rounded, pretty light, pretty airy. But in the dry down, it gets a little bit woodsy. It just gives it enough texture, but without being too sharp. You know, sometimes Mancera tend to have that sharpness or sting in their fragrances, but not this one. It just gives it enough texture. So if you're somebody who likes their perfume the way it smells from the opening till the end, this perfume, Roses Vanille, stays pretty much the same, and it's not focusing. There you go. What else can I say about this perfume? Okay, so the musk, I can sense how it contributes to the perfume. It adds that sweetness, that warmth, that musky feeling. But I'm telling you, if you don't like musk, it's not gonna be musky at all. At least on my skin, it's not musky. It stays really rosy. Oh, and I've almost forgot to say, this perfume to me too is boozy. It's like a boozy vanilla. Going back to my to the jar illustration a while ago, to that jam, like rose jam in a jar illustration. You know, like when it's been sitting there, I guess it quite ferments itself. I mean, of course, it doesn't really ferment like something that's fermented, but you know what I mean. It's been sitting there, kind of cooking in its own juice. So I guess it's giving that, like, to me, that's just the way I picture it. It's giving that booziness. It definitely has that boozy, alcoholic quality to me. Even in the dry down, but not as strong in the dry down. Like what I said, in the dry down, it's more woodsy, but not too woodsy. The woodsiness just gives it enough texture. I mean, I can imagine probably wearing this is, let's say, like Kate Middleton, you know, because there's something about this perfume that's very kind of within itself. It's simple, yet it's noticeable. Like, it gives a good sillage. Even if you feel like people won't smell it, they would smell it. Like if you're talking to them within maybe 3 to 5 feet away, or if you walk past by somebody, they will smell you. It gives a really good projection, really good sillage, but at the same time, it doesn't overpower you as the person wearing it. Because you know, sometimes when you wear perfume and you add extra sprays, so you know, it kind of projects more and gives you better sillage. This one, maybe like even if you just stick with 5 to 6 sprays, so it's not too much to overpower you as the one wearing the fragrance, but at the same time, it's noticeable. If you pass by somebody, they will definitely smell you. And it just smells so darling, so lovely. It's shy, yet outspoken. So that's why I thought of Kate Middleton. I don't know, that's just the face I can picture, because she's very, she's sophisticated, she's well-grounded, yet her presence is there. Yet you notice her. So I think, guys, this is worth a sniff. You probably heard about this, but this is just my take on Roses Vanille. I love it. I really do. And like what I've said, I've gotten compliments, and if you're somebody who wants to get compliments, then I highly recommend Roses Vanille. And I hope, guys, you enjoyed this review. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye-bye.